That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go. Owers and tastemakers make us no chaser. Gets the blood flowing like a fucking pacemaker. Cut the middleman and inhale the vapors. Madman, old 10 Don Drapers. Cut the jukebox on, make the woofers blow. We gon' sit here until all them heifers go. Holler at the tens and spend a little dough. Not on them, no, they can buy their own drinks. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown, episode number 179. And yeah, I'm here with Chris Dodd, and we're doing this because there was some NXT invasion we're gonna cover from Raw this week. So this is the best way to do that. This literally shouldn't take that long because the NXT invasion doesn't last the whole show like it did for SmackDown, mainly because they had the whole roster this time. So there's that. Chris, I mean, since you saw the show Friday, without talking about the events that happened from this weekend, because we already talked about that, when we're dismissing that, we're pretending that doesn't exist. We're men in black in it. We're giving up the death note of it, like it happened, but we don't remember it. What did you think of SmackDown? Yeah. Just any thoughts from this week?
Great.
Yeah, great stuff.
They put together a great show. They needed to.
Yeah.
In the case of what happened in general, they needed the help, and it was awesome.
Yep. So then we have the NXT invasion, because we talked about, since NXT is part of Survivor. I feel like NXT is a part of it because they know no one is going to buy the Raw versus SmackDown thing this time, because Raw and SmackDown have been going head-to-head all the time anyways because of the wild card rules, and that might be one of the key factors that NXT is involved.
Yeah, it's different.
And, I like it. And obviously, we're only going to cover things that had to do with NXT because I support NXT. So anything else that happened on... So anything else that happened on Raw this week, you can go watch What Culture, No DQ, or any of that, when I'm not wasting my time with any of that crap. So, we're just going to go over Raw, which, took place yesterday, and we're just going to cover everything that had to do with NXT. So the NXT invasion continued. It showed the first thing we saw. Well, the commentary team was Dio Madden, Vic Joseph, and Jerry the King Lawler. Something happened with Dio Madden, but I don't care enough to look it up, so you're not going to get that from me.
Brock F5 into a table.
All right, there you go. You try to get me to watch it, but I say I wouldn't watch it unless... Hey, all you had to do was watch main event, and I would have watched it. So.
And then Brock Lesnar came out and tried to... He came out and was being a tough guy, and Ray beat the piss out of him.
There you go. All right, so let's go through the NXT stuff, though. Triple H arrived backstage, and he showed up with, several callers behind him, so we knew someone from NXT. He invited some people from NXT, so, I like that it started that way, because it gave us, instant excitement. And then, Raw continued, and then we're just going to skip. You want to talk... There's really nothing really to say about the Triple H arriving thing, because... not much to it, but anything you want to talk about with that, or?
He knocked on a window and someone rolled it down.
Yeah, we don't know who it was.
There was no words even said, so it's like it was really uncomfortable and weird.
Yeah, it was weird. So then, we're gonna fast forward to Seth Rollins coming out. This was the first time we had seen Seth Rollins since he lost the Universal Championship. By this point, Vic Joseph is off commentary, I believe. not Vic Joseph, Dio Madden's off commentary, I believe. And Seth Rollins was kind of weird because he came out with just like a plain black shirt, and he just looked so plain out there. Maybe
no merch.
Yeah, nothing.
Which is weird.
And yeah, he comes out. He talks about the events that happened at Crown Jewel. Like I said, didn't see it. Not talking. Well, they're gonna go into much detail, but he basically talks about how everybody cheered when he lost the Universal Championship, and he says he doesn't give a damn. I could talk about how it's weird, but I'm not watching anything really much of the main roster, so I don't care less. I'm just here for NXT. So Seth says basically this is kind of like how WWE just basically explained that their storytelling's a waste of time because he basically just felt like he wasted his time because he tried to get that Universal title on Raw and make it like a workhorse title. And how he just pretty much said everything's back to the way it was last year. Brock's on Raw now with the title, and he's just going to go and come and go as he please. So thanks, WWE, for wasting a year of everyone's life. So there you go. And he says he doesn't really know what to do because he doesn't have the will to fight. If he doesn't, I wish he'd just delete his Twitter. And he says he doesn't he's basically unsure what's next for him in the future. And then Triple H comes out, and this time when he comes out, the NXT logo is behind him on the screen, and the graphic that he comes out says NXT Founder, and it has the NXT graphics. I kind of like that. That's nice. I believe that's the first time that's happened really ever. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That was pretty cool.
I know they talk about it and stuff, but still, it's cool. And he comes out, and this is kind of cool because you know the history that Triple H and Seth Rollins have together. Seth Rollins was the first real face of NXT when NXT started out. And Triple H talks about how Seth and him paths always seem to cross anytime Seth Rollins doesn't know what to do. He became the first NXT champion. He did, this. Just go look at the history between Seth Rollins and Triple H. And he basically offers Seth Rollins to join NXT. And you could pretty much take your career to a whole nother level. He even brings up Finn Balor's quote that he said, right before he turned heel, pretty much, where he had to go back to his roots. It was really goddamn cool. Then Seth Rollins is contemplating it, and he brings up, Seth, you're either with me or against me. And obviously that should remind everyone of a faction that, happened in 2010. So there you go. And then the Undisputed Era come out to the crowd. Not with the titles, but, since they're invading, I don't really think they wanted to win the championships. And then the OC come out, and I'm just thinking, this is getting pretty goddamn exciting because, everyone's wanted to see the OC and the Era cross paths. That's one of the matches that's been rumored to happen at Wargames when Finn even turned heel to begin with and stuff. And before they can get to the Undisputed Era run away, which at first I didn't really think made sense since it was 4-3, but it actually made sense because what ends up happening is Damian Priest and Dominic Dijakovic attack them, and they beat the crap out of the OC. Adam Cole and the rest of the Era come in, but Adam Cole sneaks a super kick in, I believe, on Luke Gallows, and Seth just kind of stands. They don't attack Seth Rollins. And Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, Eric Rowan, and R-Truth went out, and the NXT guys take off. So they just basically ran from just 4 jobbers, but whatever. It was a hit and run. Maybe they want to waste with that because it's a waste of time for them. And Seth just kind of stands there and doesn't really know what to do. But I thought this was a hell of a segment. It definitely, gets you excited for NXT invading, and it was very goddamn excited. What did you think of this segment?
It was fantastic. I kind of like how they tried to tease Seth's heel turn.
Oh yeah, right. My Finn's muted.
And it was great.
I thought I lost you, but I forgot because my Facebook notification went off. I muted my laptop, so I couldn't hear you. But anyhow, just keep talking.
It was just it was a great segment. I liked how they were teasing the heel turn for Seth.
Yeah.
And it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Then backstage, Seth yells at Triple H, and I like how he even says, if I'm going to go to NXT, I'm not just going to go there as a former Universal Champion. I want to be like the focal point of NXT. So he wants Seth wants Triple H to make a NXT Championship match between Adam Cole and Seth Rollins, which, everyone had wanted to see this match basically since Adam Cole's joined WWE. Not probably just since he joined WWE, but probably, since like he got really popular with the Bullet Club and everything. So yeah, that was cool. That was pretty damn cool. Nice way to set up that match. What did you think of the backstage segment?
Thought it was good.
Yeah,
it's a good segment.
Then we're gonna fast forward. The OC had come out and did a promo, basically just talking trash. Gallows and Anderson now are the best tag team in the world, because they won the World Cup. At least they gave it to a team that's going to be there consistently and stuff. I don't know. They're probably not going to say that they have the best tag team in the world for that long, though. It could be, a few weeks. But then they talk crap some more about NXT. That's all I'm going to say about that, because it's the only NXT thing that came out of it. I thought like there was going to be something that happened, but nothing happened. What do you think of the promo?
It was good.
There you go. Then fast forwarded more to a backstage exclusive interview that Charlie Caruso was having with Becky Lynch, because we have to have these, I guess, every month because it feels like we do. Just what's next for Becky Lynch every time she has like a title defense or something. And I guess the match had been announced that it was going to be Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch versus Bayley. The three champions of each show going head to head against each other. Really have no interest in Bayley being a part of this. She's just not on equal level with Becky or Shayna Baszler. I guess I get they want to save the Becky-Shayna Baszler match for later down the road, but I ain't going to really be watching the main roster that much, so it's like I just rather see it now and get it over with. Just Bayley doesn't. The only thing I think Bayley's there for is just to take the fall, and nothing more. I said the same thing though about Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews, and they ended up winning the NXT UK Tag Titles. So what do I know? But Becky Lynch talks about how she's the biggest target to come out of this match because she's beaten and injured both of their best friends, which is very true. And pretty much put them into irrelevancy. Not so much with Ronda Rousey, but definitely with Sasha Banks from what I saw this week. But I don't really care. That's like I said before. I don't really care that Sasha Banks is irrelevant because she had all the leverage and could have gone somewhere else, but was an idiot and signed a new. Remember too, I called that was going to happen too. She was going to get that big push for like a couple months and then just go right back to an irrelevancy, and that's exact. I know she's hurt, but still, that's exactly what happened. Like, you just can't make this stuff up. But then Shayna Baszler pops up, and sits down in the interview position and talks about how she's the most dangerous woman that Becky Lynch is ever going to meet. She talks about how she breaks limbs, and she broke out even before Becky Lynch did, which kind of is true because Becky Lynch, even though she had been around, Becky Lynch got popular with the man thing, while Shayna Baszler was like one of the top contenders in NXT all along. So yeah. If anything, too, the rise is very similar because Becky Lynch was making her way as like when Shayna Baszler won the NXT Championship the second time at Evolution. So Becky Lynch says that she's gonna break Shayna Baszler, and basically they just say how irrelevant Bayley is because all they care about is just each other. It's pretty damn funny. I like it. Because Bayley's pretty damn irrelevant. So
she really is.
Yeah, like she has no.
She's just a bland character.
Yeah.
You know what she is? She's Big Cass.
There you go. Hey.
She really is.
like they took everything that like made Bailey awesome, and waved it away pretty much. And
They really did.
in a figurative way, anyways. And pretty much like I said, Bailey really could have been. We talked about in the last video. Bailey could have been the top babyface, not just the top woman's babyface, the top babyface in all of the whole company. Like, and they ruined that. But I thought this segment really worked. I liked the altercation that Becky and Shayna Baszler had. I just really wish this match was one-on-one, just because it really should be. But
Bailey shouldn't even be anywhere near that.
yeah, I guess Bailey being in it could bring something to the table. I just don't really think.
Actually.
So there you go.
It's just irrelevant anyway.
What did you think of the segment though?
I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Then we had the main event. Not the show. We're not doing that anymore, so you can stay. And it was the NXT Championship match. NXT Champion Adam Cole with Triple H ringside versus Seth Rollins. One of the flaws of this match is it didn't get really much time. It only got like 12 minutes, and for Adam Cole and Seth Rollins, they should have gotten more than that because we missed most of the match because it went to commercial like through half of it. So, if anything, they should have cut down that women's tag match. Because I was fast forwarding through it, and it took like 2 commercial breaks. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like when you're putting together a wrestling show and you're giving them more time than Adam Cole and Seth Rollins, then you should just be immediately fired and never allowed to come to like write a wrestling show again. So there you go. Well, if they do that, they write it like the best AEW show ever or something like. But anyhow, yeah, Seth Rollins starts in control right away, but then Adam Cole throws Rollins into the barricade. And then they proceed to have this back and forth match. Rollins hits a couple of suicide dives. Adam Cole, he goes for the Falcon Arrow, but Adam Cole turned it into the Hushi Kuroshi #1. And then eventually, Seth Rollins is getting ready to finish off Adam Cole, but then the rest of the era pull down Seth Rollins and cause him to get disqualified, which is what I don't like about this match, that they couldn't just have Adam Cole just beat Seth Rollins, which kind of shows me in a way that Vince had more influence on this show than he did SmackDown, because I feel like if Triple H had more influence on the show, that's exactly what would have happened. Adam Cole would have beaten Seth Rollins, and even if he wanted to be bullshit, it really wouldn't have been that bad of a thing. Honestly,
that's why they did this the smallest finish though.
You still could have though. You could have had like the era continuously like beat down Seth Rollins even after he won, and then you could do the smallish finish.
Yeah.
And then all the era just beat down Seth Rollins. Then the rest of the Raw roster went out. The same 4 people we saw make the save. You saw Ricochet, and other people out there. And then you saw more NXT superstars: Damian Priest, Dominic Dijakovic, Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, and Keith Lee. Ricochet hits a really cool dive. That was cool. It's just, it sucks to hear him, because now they have to refer to him as like the superhero now. I really hate that. He's not as like, it's just really stupid. That's his character now, that he's a superhero. I get that like he can do all these cool types of moves, but it's like, just say he's like a superhero. Don't say like they're making it seem like he's legitimately like a superhero. Like one day I think he's gonna come out. One day he's gonna come out like dressed like, I don't know, Batman or something. And like be a knockoff
with the mask and everything too.
Yeah, maybe he'll remember that Mighty Mouse character. Maybe that's what he'll be.
Jesus Christ! Thank God they scrapped that.
Yeah, I mean he's still left anyways. But then Keith Lee hit a really cool like flip dive on the outside. It was really weird because he went for it earlier, but Ricochet cut him off. So I was kind of thinking that was a bad idea. But then he did it anyways. And during the break, Ricochet just hit another dive anyways. I think, I don't know what happened.
Just flipping all over the place.
Yeah. The OC ended up standing tall towards the end of it. So there you go. Hopefully that's not a concerning sign because the main roster kind of stood tall here because the OC is part of the main roster. So there you go. I mean, that was the end of NXT and his Invasion. I thought this was Invasion was obviously a success. Because they kept questioning too, like what's gonna happen if Seth Rollins wins the NXT title since he's part of Raw, so does that mean he gets moved over to NXT? Even though I guess they apparently forgot the rules because the Fiend won the Universal title and he's not moving.
They just switched. They just switched championships, I guess.
Yeah. There you go. So that's the ending segment. What did you think of the ending segment?
I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome that NXT got put over.
Yep.
And on top of it, we saw a 320-pound man do a flip dive over the fucking top rope.
Absolutely.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep.
Like, wow.
If
AEW, they're showing a commercial for it right now.
Well, there it is. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So,
but that was nuts, though. Like, just that whole. I felt like Ricochet's shooting star press was cool, but he overshot it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because he took out everyone but NXT.
Yeah. So maybe he's the. Everyone wants Seth Rollins to join. Maybe he basically helped Triple H.
So fucking weird.
Yeah. So going over the updated card for Survivor Series, only the parts that NXT's on. Like I said, spoiler alert, all my picks are going to be NXT. So Noah Foster, if you're watching this, just when you make the graph, just put NXT. In any match that's not an NXT match, just write ID GAF, standing for I don't give a fuck. So I don't give a fuck. If it's NXT's not on it, not predicting. So probably not winning that championship match, but who cares? It's not about the victors. It's about predicting what you want to predict for. So, all right, but the matches that we have, announced right now that are brand versus brand versus brand. This match is going to be nuts. I don't know if this match is going to stay the same. They could change. The Viking Raiders, who are the Raw Tag Team Champions representing Raw, versus the Revival, who are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions representing SmackDown, versus Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, who are the NXT Tag Team Champions representing NXT. They're all champions. I'm excited for that match. I could see the match changing because in past Survivor Series, they always announce the matches and then they'll have a title change. I honestly think that Gallows and Anderson are going to end up winning the Raw Tag titles since, they're doing a thing with the OC and the Undisputed Era.
Or the Street Profits.
Or that would make sense, too, since, Fish and O'Reilly beat the Street Profits to win the
NXT. History there.
And then I actually think, the New Day, I know they'll do it for a SmackDown tag title match. I think the New Day are going to end up winning the SmackDown tag titles, and they're going to put the New Day in there instead.
I think they might stick with their Revival, but if they stick with this as it is right now on paper, this is still going to be an outstanding matchup.
Absolutely. And then the other match that NXT is a part of right now is obviously the champion versus champion match, the Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Shayna Baszler match. I don't actually see that match changing. I don't see Becky.
Yeah, that one's staying the same.
Yeah, I don't see Becky losing her title. I don't see Shayna losing her title. I'll be real. The only one I really see losing their title is Bayley, but I don't think. I don't think that's happening.
Oh, you mean bland generic Big Cass?
Yeah. And the rumored match too is AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Roderick Strong. Since they're all the mid card champions of each respective show, and I really would not complain if that's the match we get. I could see Nakamura though losing his title to somebody.
Daniel Bryan.
Huh?
Daniel Bryan, maybe.
Yeah. Honestly, I would.
There's maybe a little feud going on.
Just because too, it's also like heel versus heel versus heel. Like someone would have to turn or something.
Yeah, so it makes sense to throw like Brian in there or something just to break it up a little bit.
Because and then I don't know what I'm guessing. We're gonna have Adam Cole have a team and Seth Rollins have a team, which is kind of weird because you know, you would think if Adam Cole was gonna have a team, he'd have the era, but he can't have the era now. So he could do a team where he could do a thing where maybe he gets Tommaso Ciampa. I don't really see I don't see Finn Balor or Johnny Gargano just because like I feel like the feud's so intense that they shouldn't be.
Maybe not even Ciampa. Maybe Priest.
Damian Priest.
Dijakovic.
Yep.
And Keith Lee maybe.
Yeah, and Riddle. And then
against like Rollins. I don't know. Would you combine Raw and SmackDown together?
Yeah, because you can't really do like a 5-on-5-on-5 match. That's way too many things.
Roman probably.
Yeah, Roman. Ricochet,
Hawkins, and Ryder.
Ricochet, Randy Orton, and another SmackDown guy. I guess you could do
It's hot like
I don't know.
Who also be a good choice? Because if you were going face, you would have to split up and have another 2 heels.
Yeah. Going for the SmackDown roster right now.
Anyone relevant?
Braun Strowman.
Strowman probably.
Yeah. That's a William. That's a
Fiend?
Huh?
The Fiend? No. Baron Corbin?
Fuck off.
He hasn't really been a part of it, so I wouldn't. But knowing them, they throw him in it anyway. I don't even know. Like that's probably Braun's probably your best choice, I guess.
You could do the.
You have 3 baby faces and a heel.
Yeah. Oh, you could do Robert Roode.
Or you could do Kalisto.
That'd be funny.
Seth Rollins and Lucha House Party.
Oh my gosh.
Shorty G.
Oh my gosh.
Shorty G.
We'll know it when we get there. So
Matt Hardy.
He's inactive right now, so.
Matt Hardy and the Colognes.
Come on, man! Don't even be doing that. Don't do that.
Matt Hardy and the Colon cousins.
All right, but that's pretty much it. We're just trying to fantasy book. I could also see them doing maybe like a women's tag title match and just including like which I think they should do this like a team from each brand. Obviously, you'd have the Kabuki Warriors. You could do a team from Raw, a team from SmackDown, and a team from NXT. I quite like that. It makes sense.
But who would Tegan Knox team up with? Because I think Dakota Kai got hurt again. Would it be Rhea Ripley? But they're doing that Wargames match, so I don't see them competing.
Definitely not a Leo and a Vanessa Blanc. Get that out of here. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. So, yeah, that's all of the NXT takeover of Monday Night Raw. And obviously we know in the future the main roster is going to invade NXT.
It could be cool though.
Yeah, it could be cool. I don't think it's going to happen this week, just because.
Go home show most likely.
Yeah.
Like they're going to expect it this week.
Yeah.
But nothing's going to happen, and then go home show probably would be the.
I don't even know if I would do it at the go home show though, just because it kind of takes the focus off of Wargames.
It does, so they probably could do it this week then.
Not maybe next week, because they have there's a gap between now and next week. Like, because can you imagine like Ciampa and like Cole having like this intense face off, and then they have to work together to take out, and that really wouldn't make any sense. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Or like you know, you see like Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler about to tear each other's heads off. Like, oh, we gotta work together now. This invading group's coming here. Gotta forget about that. Gotta be best friends now. Like,
I found it weird that it was Rhea Ripley and Tegan Knox.
Yeah.
On SmackDown, that was really weird. But I guess it makes sense because they're teaming up for Wargames.
Yeah, why not?
Isn't Rhea Ripley supposed to be a fucking heel?
Well, she turned face when she debuted in NXT before they went on USA. So
that makes sense then.
Yeah, because she like interrupted Shayna Baszler when she was cutting a promo.
So it kind of does make sense that she's a babyface. I think she's more over in the US brand of NXT.
I mean, pretty much the same thing happened to her that happened to Pete Dunne. She got way too more over to stay heel. Like,
yeah,
that's exactly.
Especially with the she could easily get booed if they wanted to boo her in UK.
Yeah,
but like here, it's totally different because any heel will get cheered.
Yeah, except Ciampa when he first turned, but that's it.
Yeah.
Which
is weird because I thought that when Ciampa would come back, he'd feud with Gargano, but that really hasn't been the case.
He feud with them or team with them?
Because he tried to turn on him before he broke his neck again.
Yeah. Well,
back into that storyline, but I think they counted that as like they're even now.
Plus, too, they kind of blew that off when Gargano won the championship, but Tommaso Ciampa came out and embraced him after he won the championship. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, that's kind of dead now. But I like that. I like them as a team better. Even that feat was incredible. I think that them as DIY would really
especially too with what Tommaso Ciampa went through. He can't be a heel anyways because he wrongfully lost that championship.
Yeah, so it makes sense when you go Adam Cole and be a babyface.
And now that
he's over anyway.
And now that Finn's a heel, he can't be a heel.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, makes sense.
That's just everyone in NXT just turn heel. Everyone's a heel.
Everyone's a heel. Everyone's a despicable heel.
Yep.
That does everything in their power to hate the crowd.
And then everyone on the main roster just turns face. Everybody's a face.
The evil NXT. They're so evil. Look at them.
And the only one that's a face in NXT is Triple H. And the only one that's a heel. On him? The only one that's a heel on the main roster is Vince or something. I don't know.
They switch places.
Yeah.
Vince leads the charge for NXT.
No, the only one that's face on the main roster is Vic Joseph.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh. Oh.
No, sorry, not the only one. No, Vic Joseph's the only one that's heel. The only one that's heel on the main roster. Everyone else is face, but he's the only heel.
I guess that would make sense. Maybe. I don't know.
That's really. It. Vic Joseph. Even Brock's a face, but Vic Joseph's a heel.
Brock's a face. The man who shows up once every 6 months.
Is it now all of a sudden a baby face?
The biggest baby face. He just comes out dancing like he did with the Money in the Bank briefcase every week.
Yep.
Brock.
Yep. We have nothing. We're just rambling now. So, joking around about everyone being a face, and everyone in NXT UK doesn't know what they are. They don't know if they're faces or heels. They
just don't ever show up.
They just, Then Noah has to, and 205 Live gets canceled, so Noah has to start a new series called No 05 Lives. I don't know. What do you review on No 05 Lives? You just say there was no, you can make up anything. But yeah, we're done. We're doing the rundown. At least the second part of this recording Thursday. Would you be able to be on for that?
Thursday. No.
All right, so whatever you have to plug, you got to plug it now then, because you won't have a chance to plug it anymore.
So, my plugins. If you need any of my contact information, if you need to contact me through the Twitter, through the Gram, in that fucking description, you hit show more.
There you go. And obviously, I'm not gonna plug anything because I'm gonna be on later. So, yeah, that's it. We're done for now, and we'll be back. In a couple minutes. We're gonna time travel. We're not gonna do that whole thing where we like freak out because we've time travel. Think about it too. We invented time travel on this show. We're not even getting credit for it. Like, no scientist or anything like that. It's not like knocking on my door.
It too.
Huh?
Because he wants us to predict All Out.
Oh yeah. So you have to do.
We can't do because it already happened. So we would already know who won the matches already.
Oh, he's doing that again. I'm guessing he messed up. He messed up the name. So
we already know who won it All Out. That'd be hilarious if
I predict that Heyman Adam Page is going to become the first ever AEW World Champion.
I predict that Chris Jericho will win with a Judas effect. Oh wait a minute, he did.
I predict that the Young Bucks won't win with the Pentagon and Junior and Phoenix won't win with a Mexican destroyer off a ladder through a table. That's not the finish.
Yes.
I predict that Jimmy Havoc's gonna have thumbtacks shoved down his throat and duct tape his mouth shut.
It happened, people. Watch it.
I predict that the Dark Order are gonna get the bye in the AEW Tag Team Championship tournament that already happened.
It already happened and they lost.
I predict that Nyla Rose is gonna get the most eliminations in the that Gauntlet Battle Royal, the Casino Battle Royal.
And she's irrelevant now.
I predict that Arn Anderson's gonna show up doing the Cody Shawn Spears match.
It happened, people. Watch it.
Yeah, watch it.
Fantastic show that happened 2 months ago.
And then another one tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Saturday. I wish it was tomorrow. I mean, there is another one tomorrow, honestly. We'll get to watch Kenny Omega team up with Heyman Adam Page to face Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Gotta watch that.
Beautiful.
Yep.
That feud's so damn good.
All right, we're done.
So damn good.
All right, so yeah, let's just we're gonna get that time. I mean, you see, the thing is, you never even been in the time machine. Like,
I need to get into it eventually.
I mean, you can't go in it now because you're not going to be here Thursday, so you can't be in the time machine. Only people that are going to be here Thursday. Even I'm the only one going in it this time. I hope I don't go to like the wrong time period. I hope I don't go to the dinosaurs because then you won't see me ever.
You might. You might go back 5,000 years.
Hey, I get to see Luchasaurus though. He's the. See, everyone says dinosaurs when extinct, but then you look at Luchasaurus and it's like it's not the case. He's still dinosaurs are hanging around.
Dinosaur.
Yeah. So stop that. All right, we're done. We're just goofing around. We can't have that. So, like I said, in the time machine I go. Okay, so now I'm here with
James the He-Man Hebert in a dress shirt and tie because we gotta go. I gotta go somewhere soon, so we gotta be quick about the Power and Dark reviews.
I do the time travel stuff, but I'm on the mood, so let's get right into this. So we'll start with Power. This was episode 5. It was called James Storm versus Colt Cabana. The commentators were Jim Cornette and Joe Galli. It showed reactions to episode 5, and then it showed a hype video package to hype up the James Storm Colt Cabana match,
which I was looking forward to on the show.
Intro. It was different. I think it's going to be different every week. So
Into the Fire, great, yay.
James Storm comes out to cut a promo, and he talks about how he's going to retain his national championship and beat Colt Cabana once and for all. So there you go.
He's ready for war.
Then David Marquez interviews Colt Cabana, and he says that he's ready to take back the championship. He feels like he never lost, because I guess when James Storm beat him, he beat him when he was injured. So there you go.
My observation of this, perfect babyface champion, and I'm glad, well, we'll get to that moment next.
Then David Marquez interviews Aaron Stevens, and no eye contact.
Lots of silence, lots of not looking at him, and lots of him gloating about how he was Shakespearean. A great ancestor. His great ancestor was Shakespeare.
I laugh. And he also says that he made a rematch for Ricky Starks, but it's a match that's going to favor him. So
yeah, sure it did.
More on that later. Aaron Stevens walks though. It's sort of ad for the Retro Mania wrestling game that NWA is doing. I'm definitely going to get that game.
Totally ready for this. Let's go.
The Dawson squash, Matthew Mims and Jordan Kinsley in a 2 1/4 squash. Fuck the Dawsons.
Fuck the Dawsons. Jobbers next.
And they did a promo afterwards saying...
Again, fuck the Dawsons. They're jobbers next.
They wanted to become the next #1 contenders to the tag team titles. And then Outlaw Inc. come out and challenge them to a match, and if the Dawsons win, they would get their title shot.
Yes.
And the Dawsons say that they'll think about it, and I like Outlaw Inc.'s reaction where they're just like, "What do you mean you think about it? It benefits you."
I love Eddie Kingston. Have I mentioned this? Next,
Joe Galley interviews Tim Storm. Tim Storm's continuing the storyline where he talks about how
where he's going.
Yeah, pretty much his career's in a valley. He talks about how he could go after other titles, but it just doesn't feel the same. Then Nick Aldis takes him by and pretty much says, "Don't listen to Eli Drake, no matter what they tell you."
I love Magnus, or I'm sorry, Aldis looks like a real friend. I like Aldis.
Then we had Ashley Vox versus Thunder Rosa. Felt bad for Ashley Vox. She got squashed.
Love how she was a part of a squash. She squashed somebody, and now she's getting squashed.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, Thunder Rosa wins. Then we could go over spot for spot, but we're not going to. Then she beats her up. Then Marty Bell comes out.
They play that music again, wondering if she's gonna join up with her, but nothing happens. But then she gets interviewed by David Marquez, and she's upset with what's her name, Allison Kay.
Allison Kay.
She doesn't see her as
I don't know which one's the bigger. I feel like Allison Kay was the bigger bitch here still. I don't know how she's a babyface. I don't get it.
Then she gets upset that she's not treating Marty Bell like a credible challenger. She gets attacked from behind by Thunder Rosa when Allison Kay comes out, and she beats the crap out of her. And then Thunder Rosa is wondering if she's still going to attack her. They play that music again, and she ends up turning heel on Allison Kay and beats the crap out of her. So. And
I was like, yay, go Marty Bell. She was a bitch anyway. Next.
There you go. They showed Who Is the Mark again. It's weird.
I'm sick of this. Next.
It's shows someone that's come out of a volcano or something.
Yeah, he's a great mark. Next.
We had Aaron Stevens versus Ricky Starks, and we find out that this is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Aaron Stevens.
And Ricky Squash. Yeah, Ricky Squash. I mean, that might as well be his name. Squash is Aaron Stevens 2-0, and Aaron Stevens is just like, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes.
He's so a bit. I was entertained. I give it 3 1/4 stars.
Yeah, that was 3 1/4 stars. It was fun.
Then we had what we thought was going to be the main event. It was the National Championship match. National Champion James Storm with Eli Drake ringside versus Colt Cabana with Ken Anderson ringside. It was quite a fun match. We don't have time to go through it spot for spot, but Eli Drake
definitely go out of your way to watch this. This was a great match. The ending comes with Camille getting involved on Colt Cabana's behalf and coming on to Ken Anderson.
Yeah.
And then Colt Cabana wins, I believe, with a combination of his finisher and the Superman pin and wins, I think.
The only thing I hate about it was the first ever title change at NWA Powerrr, and we originally didn't see it. Like, they should have had the cameras on that type of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. But other than that, I'll give it a 4-star. It was fine.
I gave it 4.25. Then we had, but the show's not done there though, because then the Dawsons come out and they just say we're going to accept the match.
We're going to accept your challenge now. Fuck, I have to see the Dawsons twice.
And they face Outlaw Inc. and the Wild Cards come out and they try to interfere, but the Rock and Roll Express fight off the Wild Cards, and then the Outlaw Inc. wins when Homicide hits like a wicked cutter right onto one
so
of the dogs.
The Gringo cutter. Yay. Fuck the Dawsons, and I'm happy for Eddie Kingston and Homicide. Yay.
And the Rock and Roll Express are officially in NWA.
On the show.
Yeah, so
it goes off the air. NWA Powerrr themes, credits, and I give this show a B+. 88 out of 100.
Yep. All right, so then we have AEW Dark, which this episode was episode 5. It was called Charleston, West Virginia.
This was fun.
The host were Tony Schiavone and Dasha Gonzalez. She's going to be a host from the foreseeable future.
Yay. I think she's just there to be eye candy.
Yeah.
The only one that got that vibe.
The commentators were Excalibur and MJF. MJF was a star on commentary. He was awesome.
Loved him. He was great.
We had Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard versus Michael Nakazawa. Some people might
this was pretty much a glorified squash. Nakazawa did his usual comedy spots, but in the end, Sean Spears hit him with Tully Blanchard's old finisher, which was a slingshot jackhammer.
Yep. So
there
nice.
You go.
I mean, a lot of people say they don't like the Michael Nakazawa comedy spots, but they actually make sense because it actually helps them in the match. So
there you go. He's basically like what's that guy from New Japan? He's kind of like that.
This match was 3.25 though.
There you go. I enjoyed it. 3.25.
Then we had Sadie Gibbs and Allie versus Big Swole and Mercedes Martinez. This match was really fun tag match.
Yes. I really enjoyed it, except for Allie. I realize how bad she is in the ring. I'm sorry. I have to point it out. I know Noah will hate me, but she was really slow compared to the other 3 women in the match.
I would agree with that. Sadie Gibbs ends up winning, though. I actually forget how, so there you go.
She won with her finish. That's a simple answer to that question.
I wanted Big Swole.
Before I forget, all hail Mr. Libido.
I wanted Big Swole and Mercedes Martinez to win, to be honest. So.
Hey, at the end of the day, they still won because Big Swole got signed, and I'm sure Mercedes Martinez isn't far off. So
this match, 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Then we had a look in the feud between Dr. Britt Baker and B. Priestley, where they.
This was a great promo by Britt Baker. Showed a lot of fire, and definitely check it out if you haven't. Go watch Dark. It's a great promo. Britt Baker actually showed a lot of great personality. So, thumbs up there.
I
can't wait for her versus B. Priestley on the pre-show. I'm actually looking forward to a pre-show. Imagine that.
Then we had from undesirable to undeniable, Jimmy Havoc. He just talks about, what made him undesirable and what made him undeniable. It was great.
I love how unfiltered this man is.
Yeah.
Just honest, brutally honest about his life and about other people. I love it.
And then he teams up with Joey Janela to face Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy. No dinosaur. Save the dinosaur. I'm going to keep saying that every time I get a chance. Save him.
Well, I mean, there is a dinosaur. It was Babysaurus.
Yeah, I thought this match was great. I had fun watching it. Joey Janela and Jimmy Havoc really destroy Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy.
Essentially, Joey Janela does win for his team, but with a little bit of miscommunication because Jimmy Havoc was the heel, you see. Joey Janela was the babyface. Took Jimmy Havoc's staple gun, like, no, you can't do that. They're nice people. And he's like, no, fuck them. I don't like them. I'm going to be an asshole and staple them with this gun. You'll get us disqualified. Well, fuck you. No, fuck you. And then Joey Janela staples his head and makes him bleed. And then he ends up beating Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus anyway, and they continue their losing streak. They have a really bad losing streak. Did I mention this?
He wins with a package power driver to Marco Stone off the freaking turnbuckles.
Oh my god, yeah, that was sickly. I thought he broke his neck. And then
talk about, I guess because Joey Janela used the staple gun on his partner, it's not a disqualification.
Oh yeah, he's just bleeding.
Then Joey Janela's backstage, and Tully Blanchard comes up and feels like he was disrespected, and Sean Spears attacks him. He opens up his mouth with pliers, and Tully Blanchard sticks a cigarette down his throat. It was quite awesome. It's
a lit cigarette. It was a brutal spot. Love that.
You don't even really
that was AEW Dark. I give this an A-, 91 out of 100.
Same. We'll go through the win-loss record after we review Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Let's review.
And this time we're done speed reviewing. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna kind of speed through it a little bit, but not as much as we just did. We just had to get through those two shows in order to get to Dynamite and NXT.
All right, so we have Dynamite for episode 6, which aired on November 6th, I believe.
November 6th.
Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Excalibur on commentary for this show. The first match was Pac versus Trent with Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy ringside. This match was great. Pac was immediately out wrestling Trent. He was throwing him into the barricades like the whole match. He sits a wicked suplex on the outside. Eventually, Trent mounts a comeback. He hits a tornado DDT, a suicide dive through the ropes. Eventually, the referee is being distracted by Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy comes in and he does his shin kicks. And I agree with a lot of people. That move should be banned. His shin kicks are the most devastating moves in all of professional wrestling. Banned. They're so devastated, man. Don't you agree? Don't you agree?
I mean, you're not wrong, man. I think they're fucking devastating.
It's worse than Power Driver.
Oh my god, yeah.
Then Pac takes his head off with the super kick, and then this pisses Trent off, and he mounts a comeback. He hits a really cool Tope Hilo on the outside. Then eventually Pac just eviscerates him. He hits Brainbuster on the outside, then the Black Arrow. And Trent was supposed to kick out, but he didn't. So it was a little bit of a botch. But all the AEW, WWE mocks are hated on this. But people make mistakes. These things happen. Let people just be human. Don't. You're just waiting for any opportunity you get to call out AEW shit. So stop. Enough of that. Stop.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Then Pac wins with the.
For the record. And for the record. They didn't kick out. He didn't kick out, right? And that's everybody's like, well, it ruined the show for me. It was a mistake. It was a first time offense. They haven't had this kind of offense yet. So I'm gonna let it slide this time.
Yep.
I'm gonna let it slide. They need to work on it, but I'm gonna let it slide. It didn't affect my enjoyment of the show at all. Because they're a new company. These mistakes are bound to happen. And the second time, if it happens the second time, I'll bring it up. But right now, I'm just going to water under the bridge.
Then Pac puts him in the brutalizer, and Trent taps out. And afterwards, Pac cuts a promo saying he's going to destroy Heyman Adam Page.
That match is going to be nuts.
The match is 4 stars, though. This match.
Yeah, this match is fucking dope.
Yeah.
I love this match. Trent showed what he could really do here, and he shined against Pac here. They're both chiseled as shit, too. My God.
Then you get to talk about the big announcement that Cody made on the show.
Oh, my God. Where do I even begin? I'm going to try to quote this word for word. He comes out, the crowd is eating him up. They are going nuts for him. It is loud. It is fucking loud. It reverberated on my TV. Comes out. Tony Schiavone's in there. He hands him over the microphone. He asks, what is his career announcement? I'm going to try to quote this as best I can. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with the arrival of Chris Jericho in the Inner Circle. I'm not surprised. They've taken a scalpel to the Elite. But it's a short victory lap, man, and here's the reason. We were already looking for you. We were already looking for you. We were looking in our own club at one point. We were looking for the best bell to match up with when it comes to myself, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page, hell with my brother. And then the crowd starts chanting AEW like mad. And then he just says, man, I really want to get this right because it's such an awesome promo. Hold on. I just want to make sure.
Remember, we're crunched for time, though, so.
Yeah, I know. All right. He says, we were looking and you found us. And this Saturday, I find myself on the marquee with our world champion, Chris Jericho. Yeah. All right, so he's like, Tony and I talked about it. He knows what I'm about to announce, but humor me on this. I'm going to rattle off a few names. You give me an instant reaction when you hear them. Eddie Graham, Cowboy Bill Watts. They cheer for him a little bit. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Major pop, Dusty chants. Everyone's looking up in the heavens, which was like insane. And he said, all these men have something in common. They were titans in our business. They were the best bell to bell. And when it came down to it, they created moments that reverberate in your heart. But in the cold analytics of our history of the business, there were also management, not unlike myself. And the crowd, like, you know, kind of like, is like, oh, well, that's a good point. And then he said, and I've always said that I've been proud. I've been absolutely proud of the all-inclusive nature of this company, of the pay, of the work rate. This is Gilligan's Island for a professional wrestler. This is freedom. The crowd, they are getting louder and louder with every single quote Cody makes. And the crowd is going absolutely ape shit for this. And then he says, so when I hear the same criticisms that the men before me, I can't not hear it. And that's why I'm announcing that if I don't beat Chris, and then the crowd, he just gets interrupted. The crowd chants, you deserve it. Like, that shows you how much he has won these people over already. And then he just says, if I don't win against Chris Jericho at Full Gear, I will never challenge for the AEW World Championship again. Crowd boos, and then he says, Chris Jericho, that is a very big if. It is not certain. It is an albatross that will not sit near your chest. It will vanish. You call my lot entitled millennials. You called me an entitled millennial bitch. Crowd boos. And then he says, I neglected to read on your book, which you could get on Amazon for $3 or at any flea market, about how it must have been so hard how you grew up the son of a famous hockey player. It's almost like we shared the exact same silver spoon, you stupid dick. Everyone lost their minds the minute he said that word. You have this perfect shot of this woman like, what did he just say? He then says, you bring up my father. You dismiss my accomplishments. You call me an entitled millennial. Well, I call you a carny succubus. You know why? Because this generation, here's the dirty secret about you. This generation, you need more than it needs you. You surround yourself with impressionable youth. This isn't about my dad. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my family. It's about the 14 years in this business that I have taken to make myself from undesirable to ungoddamn deniable. He's choking up as he's saying this. The crowd lost their shit after this. I'm on the edge of my seat watching this. And then he goes and says, Jericho, at AEW Full Gear, I beat you. I beat you. And you fall back into your circle, your inner circle, and you tell them that the ground beneath them should be rumbling under their feet because the elite are coming. And it's going to be a match beyond, and we are going to eat you alive. The song plays Kingdom by Downstate. How apropos in the Bojangles Coliseum.
Yeah.
Not just the promo of the year. One of the greatest promos of all time. Right up there with his father's Hard Times promo. Right up there. And even Jim Cornette, he's a stark AEW critic, even said the same thing. Right up there with Hard Times. This was an incredible promo. Everything about this promo was incredible. The delivery, the passion, everything about this. I'm gonna fuck it. I'm stealing a thing from Simon Miller. He probably already did this himself. This gets the golden up. 100%. Yeah. Thumbs up gold, thumbs up gold. Two of them. Unbelievable promo by Cody. Unbelievable promo.
This was fantastic. He didn't give it a golden up because he said you only get one per week, and I don't know if he already did it on Raw, so he can't do it here. But he should have broken the rule, at least for this promo. Like, I even said, like, take 6 minutes of your life, no matter what you're doing, and go watch this promo.
Because I was able to recite it mostly, but it's different when he recites it. When he says it, it's like I can't do the promo justice. I broke it down the best way I could, but like I didn't want to miss as much of a word. Like it was an incredible promo.
This only will not like get people hooked that's a wrestling fan. This will get people that have not watched wrestling in years, or people that aren't even wrestling fans. This is promo.
100%. Such a great promo. This was an incredible promo.
It gets such high praise. Dave Meltzer even said, if you want to break into the business and you want to...
I actually have the quote up here right now. At wrestling schools going forward, they're going to teach... when they are teaching promo class, this is one, along with those old Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair promos and Bill Watts promos and Bruno Sammartino promos. This is your go-to studying material for how to do a babyface promo, says Dave Meltzer. 100%. 100% agree with Meltzer there. That was a hot take. It was incredible.
Then we had the next match. It was Private Party versus the Dark Order in a bronze medal match with Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky.
I love this concept, and I'll tell you why.
Yep.
They took the number 2 contenders on each of the bracket from the tournament. They had the gold medalist with the championships. They had the silver medalists, which are the number 1 contenders in the Lucha Brothers. And the bronze medal is the number 2 contendership. And that's competed with the Dark Order and the Private Party. This concept is genius.
Yeah.
Absolute genius.
And if they win, they get added to a triple threat match with Lucha Bros and Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky at Full Gear.
And what a fucking match this was, by the way.
Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, I even love what they did here. They were on the English commentary.
They were on commentary for the English side. Lucha Brothers were on commentary for the Spanish side as well. Yeah. Like the detail, the incredible amount of detail that went into this is like out of this world. Out of this world. And WWE would never think to do shit like this.
Absolutely not.
Never. Like, AEW is on their game right now. They're on their game.
The match starts right away, and the Dark Order just eviscerate Isaiah Cassidy and prevent him from getting the hot tag. Eventually, Pretty much the story of this whole match was the Dark Order were just consistently one step ahead of Private Party. Because I even love when he went for the hot tag on Mark Quinn. He didn't even get to do the hot tag.
He destroyed him with a lariat. Evil Uno clocked him.
Yeah.
Clocked him. Absolutely clocked him.
And eventually the finish comes. They hit Silly String, and then they hit the, what is it, the juice and...
the gin and juice. So...
Gin and juice.
Because we're not going to be able to break this down for spot. This is how they won. They first hit Stu Grayson with the Silly String DDT. Then they ended up beating up on Evil Uno for a little bit until they hit him with a Hurricane Rana into the gin and juice for the pinfall.
Yep.
This was awesome. It may have been the other way around with the who was receiving which move, but regardless, look at this match. We can't break this down. It was out of fucking control. It was awesome. Honestly, I understand why they signed Dark Order now. And the gimmick's actually kind of warming to me a little bit. They just need to get a little tweaks, a little shine in there, and they'll be ready to go, I think. This showed why they signed the Dark Order. They're one of the best tag teams in the world without question. I was firmly convinced after this match. This match ruled. Every bit about this match ruled, from the execution of it to the people on commentary to the actual match itself. Everything about this was like, I know I'm gonna overrate this, but it's 4 3/4 for me. I love it.
I give it 3.
Love this.
I give it 3 3/4. So very good stuff though. Then we have a video package for the Inner Circle. This was hyping up the AEW World Championship match, where it was basically a parody of that video package.
I love this. Oh my god.
Talk about it.
I think we forgot to give a rank for promos. I forgot we were doing that. The Cody promo gets an S rank. I'm sure that's already made. This is also S rank for entirely separate reasons. This was hysterical.
Not for me. Not for me, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
They had technical issues, and they had the crowd noise up way too loud, so you could barely hear the promo.
I think that was by design.
Oh, you think
that was by design? It was supposed to be a laugh track. That's why I give it an S rank. That was perfect. I don't know what it was about it, but that was perfect. Even if you couldn't hear every little bit, you heard the bits that mattered. We'll start. Where do we even start?
Yeah.
So Cody's promo was Brandy, and he was looking off into the distance, and she was muffled out. Sammy played the part of Brandy. Jericho played the part of Cody, and he kisses Sammy Guevara on the forehead. He's got 2 different champagne bottles, the bubbly, and he's like, one bubbly has less carbs, but the other one, it's more bubbly.
Yeah.
So
I even loved in this promo how he made the joke saying, I got so many things I got to deal with at AEW. I got to decide what bubbly I got to drink. He's just basically like being a huge bat.
I'm taking the piss. Soul Train Jones comes in, formerly known as Virgil.
Yeah.
He's in, and he has the line of the promo. Jericho is like Olive Garden breadsticks, unlimited.
I even loved
then hold on, because then Sammy comes up right after that, or right after another thing he said. he said, Sammy Guevara says, Jericho is like the youngest world champion in the history of AEW, and he's in the prime of his life. The crowd is fucking dying, and then right after that is just Jake Hager, and he just stands there menacingly. I lost it. I fucking lost it. I'm on the floor at this point.
No, you're missing one good thing. We made fun of the promo that like Cody had like his one of his teachers or something. So Jericho.
The church. Jericho's church friend or whatever.
Oh, his aunt's church friend.
His aunt's church friend. And he's like, I always knew Jericho was going to be AEW World Champion. It was such dry humor. It was perfect dry humor. I can't wait for Jericho to beat the shit out of Cody. She said the S word.
Yeah.
What the hell? And then Jericho talks, which was the deviant from the original Cody promo. He never talked. He did. And he's like, I gotta get up, and I'm like, I gotta figure out what bubbly I gotta drink. I gotta wake up and realize how great I am. It's not easy, but that's what comes with being the Le Champion. This was comic gold. It was the funniest intentional segment, and I don't even know how long. This is S rank for me, man. This was hysterical. From beginning to end, every little detail about this was the best. It was fucking amazing.
Then we had Shayna and Riho versus Emi Sakura and Jamie Hayter.
This was a great women's match.
Very good stuff, yeah. Riho and Shayna destroy Emi Sakura for a long-ass time. Eventually, the heels get the hate on Shayna.
Yeah, Shayna is getting beat down by more so Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
And Jamie Hayter's handling it up great. You have Emi Sakura kind of playing a role of like a Bo Dallas type.
Yeah.
Where she's trying to play up to the crowd, but the crowd's having none of it.
Yeah.
None of it. You ain't going to beat up on my girls, Shayna and Riho. How dare you?
Riho makes the hot tag. Eventually it just leads into this great back and forth match. And eventually Emi Sakura pins Riho with the most devastating move.
Yeah, they had an incredible, it was like a catch-as-can sequence on the mat, pin after pin after pin until Emi Sakura won with a leverage pin. Great.
It worked.
Great.
The challenger beat the champion, gets into the champion's head. Works. Very good stuff.
Great story.
3 and 3/4
Simple story,
stars.
effective story.
Yeah. 3 3/4 stars.
Yes, love this. 3 3/4. It didn't even need to be any further than that. It did its job. No complaints, really.
Talk about the Brandy Rhodes video package.
So the Brandy Rhodes. So I was critical last time. But this time around, I'm getting the character. Maybe this will work. I'm going to now write it out. She got a hell of a promo. Really showing her smarts. Everybody thought she was a bimbo. Now she's fucking intelligent.
Yep.
And I think she's going to play the part of more so a manager for Awesome Khan, and I think that's smart. Yeah, the body and the brains. Yeah, okay. I'll roll with it.
Then it was Brandon Cutler versus Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard ringside. Essentially a squash. It
was a glorified squash, and I'll tell you why. It's still 3 stars. Brandon Cutler surprised the hell out of me, and I thought, where the hell was this the first episode in?
Yeah.
He actually showed a lot of great athleticism, great martial arts background, I could tell. Holy shit.
Sean Spears,
he hit some kicks that I didn't even think were possible.
Yeah.
So, hats off to Brandon Cutler.
Wins with the Death Valley Driver, and he goes to take him out with the chair, but then Joey Janela comes in and chases him off. Good stuff. 3 stars.
3 stars. Enjoyed it. Did its job, and it built up to a match at Full Gear.
Yep.
What a concept.
We should talk about, too, because we were going through it quickly. I even love how they're going to teach fans a lesson by having them watch AEW Dark, because now you could see feud start on AEW.
Yeah, they showed the part. They didn't even show the fact that the cigarette was lit into his mouth. They just said it happened. They were enticing you to go watch Dark, which
OTO Essential is going to rant about, they should have shown me that because I ain't planning on watching Dark and stuff like that. So
even if you don't want to watch it, you know what happened because they told you. They told you right there and then what happened on Dark. Awesome.
Then talk about the video package it showed for Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley's feud.
This was awesome. Everything about this. I can't even remember every little bit of it except for the promo Jon Moxley cut that week where he just DDT'd the fuck out of Peter Avalon. And he went off that tangent. They showed Kenny Omega in a sit-down interview, which is perfect for him. That works so well, the contrast. You got the calm Psycho, and you got that unhinged Psycho in Moxley. I think this is going to be a fucking barn burner. by the way. I cannot wait. I can't wait.
And it's definitely
this was awesome. Definitely go out of your way to watch this promo package, the Cody package, and the Jericho bit. I honestly, this is an S. This is A+ for me, though. I think they built this up great.
Yep.
Perfect.
Then we had the main event. It was Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara with Jake Hager inside. This was a great main event.
Oh my god, dude! I know this is gonna be like, you can't rate main events. There's no main events rated 5 stars. Blow me. This is 5. I mean, come on. Yeah, this was too good. Even the ending, even though there was a fuck finish, it made sense. It was great. I loved it. I loved every minute of this.
Kenny Omega wants to face off with Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho acts like he's going to get in there, but instead he just tags out anyway, so that was awesome. The heels get the heat for a long, long, long time on Heyman Adam Page. Eventually Omega gets the hot tag, and he starts hitting all types of cool dives, and Heyman Page gets tagged back in. He gets ready to hit the win, but then behind the referee's back, Pac comes in and low blows Heyman Adam Page, and Chris Jericho hits the Judas effect on him. Wins the match. Obviously, it keeps Jericho looking strong.
Sammy Guevara had a really great performance here. I actually hope he has a impromptu match later on because I think he deserves a match on the card. He's been killing it lately. Absolutely killing it.
They did a thing with him where he did the YouTube vlog and they showed his YouTube vlog on the screen. It was nuts.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And it makes sense. And I love Sammy Guevara, and here's why. He has an original idea as it pertains to wrestling. Because, he stole it from another thing, but I'll tell you why it's original in the wrestling context. No one's done the asshole Logan Paul vlogger gimmick on wrestling.
Yep.
No one's done it. He's the first one to do it. He's rolling with this, man. Every move he does, as flashy as it is, people would normally cheer it. But because he's such a dick, they boo. He's such a unique heel. I love it.
Then the show's not over there, though. Hager, Jericho, and Guevara are beating down Adam Page. And then Cody runs out. Jericho and Hager take off. And you think they're just going to do the heel thing when they get away. But MJF comes out. He hits Hager in the ribs with a chair. He hits Jericho in the back.
I love the little bit of MJF coming out. And then he throws him back into the ring for a crowd-popping crossroads, by the way.
You think it's over there? Cody's holding the world championship. You think the show's gonna go off the air? Then John Fox comes out to the crowd and with the barbed wire baseball bat.
Dude, I started losing my shit. I'm jumping out. I'm up and down in my seat. I'm up and down in my seat. I'm jumping. I'm going nuts. I'm like, holy shit! Here comes Moxley, and as they're brawling, Cody gets dragged out, and Hager and the rest of them are brawling on the ramp.
Yeah.
As Kenny Omega gets the barbed wire broom, while Moxley has the barbed wire bat. They're teasing the duel again. And then out of nowhere comes Santana and Ortiz to bum rush the both of them. Then out come the Young Bucks to bum rush them. And it's just absolute effing chaos, by the way. It's chaotic, dude.
Yeah.
Holy chaos. Then we're dragging them up to the ramp. Everybody's going towards the ramp. And then it looks like Santana and Ortiz are going to do what they did at the Rock and Roll Express last week. But then Kenny Omega saves Nick Jackson, I believe it was. And then he hits a V-trigger on Ortiz, I believe. And then Santana, he takes a freaking the paradigm shift by Moxley. Then Moxley and Omega stare at each other and they start going to blows. And they're brawling down the tunnel. Then you have everybody's brawling with each other. You have all these guys in a pile. Hager, the Young one of the Young Bucks, Cody, Sammy Guevara, the whole inner circle, and the entirety of the Elite minus Dustin Rhodes and MJF's in there too. And then I think it was Matt Jackson or Nick Jackson does a swanton from the stage onto all of them. Then the referees are coming out. They're trying to separate them. They're trying to maintain control. And you think that's the end. You think that's going to be the final shot as the battle line's been drawn. And then they come to blows once again.
Yep.
10 seconds before Dynamite goes off the air. and you just see all-out chaos to close out Dynamite. There's 3 S-ranked segments. This was the S-ranked segment. The ending segment.
This show is S-ranked for that alone. Like, this was an awesome show.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Everything about this. They made a pay-per-view unpredictable.
Yeah.
They made 3 of their main events unpredictable. You know when the last time that was truly a deal?
Actually, I'll say 4.
3 of your main matches were unpredictable. I'll tell you when. WrestleMania 17. WrestleMania 17. That was the last time.
Yep.
3 main event matches back to back are completely anybody's ballgame now. Seriously. That's how they booked this.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like, nobody got an advantage on the go-home show. They completely broke wrestling tradition. Like, you don't know who's going to win the last 3 matches. That's how you sell a pay-per-view. That's how you sell a pay-per-view. This can't get anything but an S for me.
Yeah.
Because that made me excited. The Cody promo, the Moxley Omega promo, the Jericho bit was fucking hysterical. And the ending segment at the end. You're kidding me? How am I going to give this anything less but an S rank? And not to mention, you had a 5-star main event to close out the fucking show.
Absolutely, yeah.
This was an amazing show. Probably one of the best wrestling shows of the entire year as far as TV goes. Is this episode of Dynamite, in my opinion. A lot of people are going to disagree. Bite me. This was awesome.
Let's go over now the updated win-loss records.
Yep.
Heyman Adam Page now is 5-4. Allie is 3-3. Big Swole is 0-2. Brandon Cutler's 0-4. So I feel bad for him.
Sad face.
Chris Jericho's 6-0. He has the best record right now in all of All Elite Wrestling.
He's undefeated.
Yep. Because no one else really right now is undefeated or has a 6-0 record at least.
Yeah.
Evil Uno's 3-2. Emmy Sakura's 2-2. Isaiah Cassidy is 3-5. Jamie Hayter's 1-1. She got her first win this week. Jimmy Havoc's 2-5. Joey Janela is 2-4. Jungle Boy's 0-7. He has the worst win-loss record in all of All Elite Wrestling right now. I'm sad.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega's 5-4. And Marco Stunt is 0-5. Mark Quinn is 3-5. Mercedes Martinez is 0-2. Michael Nakazawa is 1-2. So I'm sad for him. And Orange no, this is the same.
Yeah, he hasn't had a match yet. Got everybody?
Nope.
What about Shanna?
Riho is 6-2. Sadie Gibbs is 1-2. Shayna's 0-2. Sean Spears is 3-3. He upped his record by 2 wins for these past 2 episodes. And Stu Grayson's 3-2. And Trent is 3-5. So there you go.
There you go. That's everybody's win-loss record.
I forgot Pac.
Oh yeah, true.
He's 3-1-1.
There you go.
Yep.
Second best record in All Elite Wrestling right now. I think by default.
Well, Cody's right now is 4-1.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind. I forgot about Cody. That makes sense.
Now let's go through NXT was an awesome show.
Yeah, this was a great show.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't give a S rank. Do we give percentages for the S rank shows too, or no?
Should we just say if it's S rank, like there's nearly no need to do a percentage?
Yeah, there's fine. S rank is S rank.
Yeah.
It breaks the scale.
AEW just keeps breaking the scale.
AEW is like fuck scales.
Yeah.
That's like me after I eat Wendy's. Too much of it. What?
So starting first with the backstage show that aired, just because they talked about NXT thing, so it's important. The hosts were Booker T, Renee Young, Christian, and Paige. The intro, this was technically the first premiere episode, so like John Cena talking about it, so that was kind of interesting. Shawn Michaels got interviewed, and he talked about the backstage things that went into SmackDown coming together with the NXT invasion. One thing you should know is the first time you see DX on the show, they literally had just like gotten to the arena right then, so that was cool. So there you go. Then they did some things on the bump, which is hosted by Caleb Braxton, Matt Camp, Evan T. Mack, Dan Volmail, and Ryan Popola. They just talked about NXT's invasion. Matt Riddle got interviewed and talked about what it was like. He said he still wants to get in the ring at some point with either Goldberg or Brock Lesnar, but mostly Goldberg. And then we had some breaking news. Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley got interviewed, and we find out, not the whole team, but they started making their picks for what they want as their team at Wargames. Rhea Ripley picks Tegan Nox and Candice LeRae, and Shayna Baszler picks Io Shirai and Bianca Belair. And Shayna Baszler's trying to goad her into picking Dakota Kai, and Rhea Ripley doesn't want to pick Dakota Kai because she doesn't think she's earned it, and Shayna Baszler's calling her a waste of a pick. So the match was set up on this show between Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler. So there you go. Then we had did you see the WWE.com exclusive where the OC attacked the era before the show? So I'll just talk about it. So the Undisputed Era were like outside bragging about how they took over Raw and SmackDown and said that no one could go up against them. And then you just see Gallows like big boot Adam Cole, and the OC just beat the crap out of the era. Gallows throws Bobby Fish like into like some thing that was standing up, and like his blood splattered. That kind of looked kind of corny. So and then Gallows choke slams Bobby Fish through a table, and the OC just lay waste to the era before, like 6 minutes before the show. I wouldn't have done it 6 minutes before the show though, because it would.
Well, they showed it regardless, so it was fine, in my opinion.
But then we had the show. We had the best commentary team in all of professional wrestling: Beth Phoenix, Mauro Ranallo, and Nigel McGuinness. And you get to talk about this. Talk about the segment where the OC invade NXT.
Crowd goes nuts for this. OC comes in. AJ Styles is leading the charge. He's like, so this here is NXT. Crowd chants NXT. He's like, well, if it's anything like the Undisputed Era, no one's got the guts to stand up to the OC, right? Out comes Tommaso Ciampa. Crowd goes nuts. Daddy's home chants. He says, so this is the OC. Well, in case you didn't know, this here, you want to talk about how the main roster is better than NXT? NXT is the main roster. And it also happens to be Daddy's home. And then he just kind of goes, he's like, you want to beat the crap out of the Undisputed Era? I got no problem with that. But if you want to say that you're coming to take over NXT, I do have a problem with that, AJ. I do have a problem with that. He's like, AJ goes, we're supposed to be worried about you? I mean, in fairness, you are the only one with balls to stand up to the three of us. And then all of a sudden, here comes Keith Lee. Here comes Matt Riddle. He's like, oh, I think we got plenty of balls.
Yep.
And then he says, how about tonight, the OC versus my Wargames team in the main event tonight? He then goes, AJ looks like he's laughing it off, and then he just goes, you're on. And I was like, getting AJ Styles in the main event of NXT, holy shit!
I'm going to tell you, too, why it worked for the OC to invade NXT, because they were the ones that got to bypass NXT and go straight to the main roster. So they like, yeah,
it made all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
So this was awesome. This is a history-making moment. I could say I've said all I said about the main roster, but you can't deny that when the talent's there, the talent's great. over there. Yeah. So when they come to NXT, they're a big deal immediately. This was no exception here. They looked awesome here. They did it with the Kabuki Warriors, and they're doing it here with the OC. The OC looked like mega stars here.
This was the best the OC has looked like in years.
I don't even know how long. They looked like fucking killers here. Exactly how they should have been portrayed all along.
This was the best This was the best Gallows has looked in like moons. Like Gallows was awesome.
I know. He did the fucking high kicks.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later in the main event. But yeah, this was a great promo. I was hesitant to give this an S rank, so I just went with A+.
There you go.
So there you go.
Then we had Pete Dunne versus Damian Priest to kick off the show.
Oh my god, this is a great match.
Pete Dunne and Damian Priest try to go for like the typical moves, the bitter end, the insecurities and stuff, but they know each other so well they're just feeling each other out. Eventually, Damian Priest starts to get the heat on Pete Dunne, targets his left arm, but then eventually Pete Dunne mounts a comeback. He hits a Cabrano on the outside, and they just proceed to have this great back and forth match. I go over it spot for spot, but we probably want to end this soon.
Yeah. We'll just skip through this. I will say definitely check out this match. This was a great match. Back and forth. Damian Priest shined here. Pete Dunne shined here. Damian Priest did not win. He actually suffered his first loss here, and the way they did it was pure genius.
Yeah.
So it was, in a way, well, how did they get counter? Because I know Pete Dunne had to counter something in order to make this work.
So what happened was the referee gets distracted.
Right. I got it. You jogged my memory. Got it. Referee, same spot happens in their last match. He tries to go for the wishbone and they push all the way, and the referee is like in the way of fire, and he has to like make sure he's okay, and he just protects himself by making sure he's not harmed or anything. He's turned away. Damian Priest tried to kick Pete Dunne in the balls again, but this time he caught his feet, and then he punched him straight in the dick. And then he gets him in the wishbone armbar, and Priest immediately taps out because his fingers are broken, and then he's getting that arm extension on top of that. So Pete Dunne got a very good win here, and it was believable, by the way. Everybody's like, well, Damian Priest shouldn't have lost. In this way, I 100% agree he should have tapped here.
And it wasn't like
you have your fingers broken, and you have that freaking an MMA style move on you. Yeah, that's 100% believable.
And the thing is too, it's not like that 50-50 booking where like no one got Damian Priest is still over and Pete Dunne is still over, even though they have like
100%. Yes, 100%.
Afterwards, Killian Dane attacks Pete Dunne. He beats the crap out of him, and Damian Priest tries to help him, but Killian Dane is just a psychopath and isn't having any of his help. So
he doesn't even. You don't even say that. He doesn't even try to help him. He attacks. He wants Pete Dunne all to himself. Yeah. But then Killian Dane's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
And then he hits a cannonball on Damian Priest. So obviously we're getting that match next at some point between Priest and Killian Dane. I hope we get a 6-man tag match where it is. Even though they won't get along, where it's Damian Priest, Killian Dane, and Cameron Grimes versus British Strong Style.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anybody? I'd be cool with it.
Then we have, so this match was great. I gave it 4 stars. It was a great match. Then we had Dakota Kai get interviewed. You want to talk about that?
Dakota, well, no. I'll tell you why. What the fuck was up with the audio?
Yeah, it was bad.
No, I don't even know half of what she said because I couldn't hear. So fuck it.
Skip she said, okay, we'll skip it. Then we had a match that wasn't. Then we have a match, in my opinion, that wasn't good. It was Tanara versus Santana Garrett.
Santana Garrett looked kind of sloppy here. I actually thought Tanara did pretty good.
Yeah, it was Santana Garrett.
Santana Garrett's usually pretty good, but she was not good here. I don't know what it was, but she was off tonight. Tanara looked really good, I thought.
Yeah.
So.
Tanara wins with a kick. See ya. A style and a half.
Yeah, the Brazilian kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a good squash.
I guess they're doing this because they wanted to present like maybe these could be the picks that Rhea Ripley or Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, because I totally believe Tainara can fucking join Team Baszler. You out of your mind? You might as well just pick one of the 4 horsewomen at that point.
Yeah. Am I really supposed to believe too? Like Satanic Era, the way her performance was, she can join Team Ripley. Like you're out of your mind with that too.
Yeah.
Like, there's more of a chance Ruby Riott, who's injured right now, is going to get picked over her.
You know what would be an innovative deal? Little fantasy booking segment. I'll be very quick with this. This will take a minute. What if, I know I'm skipping a little bit here, but Tegan Nox wasn't picked. Or no, I'm sorry. Dakota Kai was not picked, despite a hard-fought battle, right?
Yeah.
What if they did this? So Kai turns heel temporarily to join up with Baszler.
That's what I'm thinking.
Only to turn on Baszler in Wargames.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Just saying. It'd be cool.
Then we had the Tony Nese vignette. Talk about that.
Tony Nese vignette showed all of his highlights. He looks great in this highlight package.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Then we have one for Angel Garza. Talk about that.
Angel Garza, same thing. Showed his highlights. He looked great.
Then we had Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler with Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir ringside.
Great women's match.
I thought it was
women's match. These two killed it here.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Dakota Kai's best performance, Shayna Baszler's best performance on TV anyways by far.
Yeah.
Great match.
This was good stuff. Dakota Kai, starts dominating early, but then Shayna Baszler cuts her off. She works over the left arm of Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai mounts a comeback. She hits a wicked haluva kick in the corner, but then eventually she gets locked into the Kirifuda clutch, and she's unable to get to the rope, so she has no choice but to tap out. Then afterwards, Baszler and Duke and Shafir go to beat her down some more, but then Rhea Ripley and the rest of Team Ripley run out, but they get, jumped by the rest of Team Baszler. Then Mia Yim runs out and makes...
And not only by Team Baszler, but basically by the 4 horsewomen. They were outnumbered from the get-go, which, by the way, leads me to believe that if they don't do what I recommend, I think what they're going to do is make this a 5-on-5 War Games.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be the 4 horsewomen are going to be on their side, and then Dakota Kai would join the side with Ripley. But if they don't do that, just saying.
So Mia Yim...
my idea's on the table.
Mia Yim makes the save, and she saw everybody off of the kendo stick. So the match was good. I give it 3 stars, and I like the segment they did afterwards. So there you go.
Yeah, I agree. Great segment. Did we skip over the Riddle Ciampa Keith Lee, even though we couldn't hear it?
That was next.
All right, we're not talking about that because we couldn't hear it. I'm just saying. So there you
go. Talk about Isaiah Swerve Scott's vignette.
Isaiah Swerve Scott showed his highlights. Swerve means determination. Swerve means strength. Shit like that. He looked good. Thumbs up.
I like his new theme song.
I do too. Swerve.
Then we had a cruiserweight championship #1 contenders match. Tony Nese versus Angel Garza.
Oh my god, this was awesome.
This is great.
This is 5-star, by the way. I enjoyed this way too much. I had too much fun with it.
I gave it 4.
Really? I really enjoyed it. I don't know what it was. It was just like...
I think I was tired.
Great here. Tony Nese looked great here.
Yeah. I think I was tired.
I
think I was tired when I watched the match, so that's why it only gets 4. So...
Well, I'm giving it 5 because I watched it like pretty fresh.
Yeah, they both. I like too that they're both acting like heels, so like they're both chain wrestling, but they're also like showing off at each other at the same time. It was quite awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. I like the whole Angel Garza tries to pull the pants off. The crowd's going nuts for that, by the way.
Yeah,
the crowd is eating Angel Garza up. By the way, I honestly think he could be one of those faces where he could literally disrespect everybody and the crowd would fucking love him. They would love him for it. It didn't matter who it was.
I love the spot when like Tony Nese went for like some type of like German suplex or something, and he didn't take Garza with him. He only took his pants.
That was it was a sunset flip, and then it was just like he did. What was it right after that? He did a fucking maneuver from the top after that.
Yes, like a cross body or something. Angel Garza,
that was cool. That was a great spot. I enjoyed that.
Angel Garza hits a suicide dive. Tony Nese hits like a wicked like backflip moonsault on the outside, and
the foosberry flop.
Yep. Tony Nese hits the 450 and doesn't get the win. And then Angel Garza ends up hitting the butterfly sit out DDT for the win.
It was a jobber. He calls it the wing clipper. Yeah. Like, damn it.
Angel Garza.
Frick, he's giving me an idea for a new move for my character. I'm going to see if I can create it.
Angel Garza, well, if not 2K14 might not allow that. Too many created finishes, so.
Oh, jeez, don't remind me. Fuck that.
Angel Garza.
I completely forgot about that until you mentioned it right now, actually.
I have you do a rant about it, but it's years too late, and we don't have the time. So Angel Garza is the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. Leo Rush comes out to have a face-off with him, and Angel Garza slaps him in the face, and he walks off, and that match...
Yeah, he tried to shake his hand, and then Garza... He was the babyface throughout this whole match, by the way, but he was a heel when he came out, and he was a heel after when he slapped Leo Rush in the face instead of shaking his hand. But the crowd loved him still.
Yeah.
As I said, he could literally disrespect anybody, and he'd still be cheered. He could slap Stone Cold, I'm convinced Full Sail will cheer him.
Nigel McGuinness, I love too, tries to get Beth Phoenix to hit on him, but Beth Phoenix, because she's a good woman, like refuses to. Like, I think it's great.
Beth Phoenix like gets all shy and shit. Like, fuck off. This is so corny.
I know, yeah. Anyway. A lot of people might disagree with me, but I miss that that chemistry that Nigel and Percy used to have together on commentary.
I do too. There's something about Percy where he got so better. It's like, he was a really cool guy. You welcome him into your home, and it's sad he's gone.
Yeah. Except, well, Nigel wouldn't welcome him in his home, probably. Like.
Well, yeah, but that's Nigel. Nigel's no fun.
The match was so like then talk about the Team Ripley interview.
Yeah, the Ripley interview. As we said, Dakota Kai didn't make the cut. Mia Yim came out with a kendo stick, by the way, in that segment, and she just brutalized everybody in Team Baszler and the horsewoman, the remaining horsewoman. So she made her presence known.
Yeah, and Mia Yim made the cut.
Mia Yim made the cut, and she chose Mia Yim. And she just looks at a dejected Dakota Kai, who's also very pissed off, and says, "I'm sorry, Dakota, you just didn't make the cut."
Yeah.
And she said, "No, it's all right. I understand." And as she leaves, if she joins Team Baszler, this would be a hell of a way to fucking stick it to Baszler. Just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying.
We find out
the idea is out for you guys to take. Go ahead and take it.
Next week too.
I want royalties.
Next week
Look
though.
At me my business attire, motherfucker.
Next week we find out that Mia Yim and Io Shirai are gonna have a ladder match where the winner gets the advantage.
I can't wait for this shit.
I think Io Shirai will win because whoever will be on Shayna Baszler's team is gonna interfere and cost Mia Yim the match. Because
that makes the most sense, but still, it's Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler too, and it's in a ladder match. The last time these two were in a ring together, they killed it.
No, Mia Yim versus Io Shirai in a ladder match.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Did I say somebody else?
You said Shayna Baszler, yeah.
I'm sorry. Mia Yim and Io Shirai killed it last time, and I can't wait to see this fucking ladder match. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Then we had the NXT Wargames ad. It was quite an awesome ad, so that's why I talk about it. So
love this ad, and I told you, by the way, they're doing 2 Wargames, and I can't wait.
Then we had Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Dominic Dijakovic. This match was
a fucking David versus Goliath match. First off, get it out of the way. 4 stars.
Adam
Swerve looked like a star here. My God.
Adam clearly wasn't feeling this match. He said the styles just didn't really mesh together. You want to?
My ass. I thought their styles matched great together.
I don't know. Maybe he felt something was off. So
I'll tell you what's off. Him wanking off. All right.
Dijakovic wins with the Feast Your Eyes, but they just proceeded to have this awesome.
I love Adam Cleary, but for real, Adam Cleary is a wanker. Adam Cleary is a wanker. Adam Cleary is a wanker. Hey! No, I can't.
Yeah, but
Adam, you're great.
I love too how he hits the Feast Your Eyes. He just hits it out of nowhere too.
Yeah, I love it. Definitely go out of your way to watch this match. If somebody likes David versus Goliath matches, this is a match for you, 100%.
Yes.
Dijakovic and Swerve killed it here. Did a great job.
Then we had a vignette for the Forgotten Sons who say they won't be forgotten. Did you forget about them?
I didn't forget about them after this. I actually like this ad.
I know. I always ask that though, because every time they're not on TV, people forget about them, and then when they show up,
we forgot you. I think that's just a meme now. Maybe that's what they're made to do. Show up so they don't forget about you in the moment. We'll leave you off for a few weeks, still pay you, and then we'll pay you to come back for them to say we forgot you. I think this is just a rip at this point.
Then we had the main event. Well. Then we had the main event, not the show, so you don't have to be scared. Or go to sleep. It was Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Matt Riddle versus the OC. This was a great match.
100% great.
It's the match that
out of this world.
The match starts off out of control, and everybody just starts brawling with each other, to which it just leads to Tommaso Ciampa and AJ Styles having to face off with each other. And the OC, actually, right away, Tommaso Ciampa hits the Willow's Way or the Willow's Window right on AJ Styles.
Widow's Way?
I think it's Willow's Window. I don't know which one.
Or something.
Yeah. But he doesn't get the win because Gallows and Anderson pulled him out of the win. Then the OC get the heat for a long time on Tommaso Ciampa. I was surprised he took the heat in the match, but I guess it made sense. And then Matt Riddle gets the hot tag.
Considering you had Keith Lee and fucking Matt Riddle as your hot tag guys, I think it made all the sense in the world.
Matt Riddle, though, gets the hot tag. He hits a wicked exploder on AJ Styles, and he took that awesome.
He did a series of moves. He was a fucking great hot tag guy here. Knee strike, elbow strike, exploder, Broton, bro to sleep on AJ. Then he hit the freaking deadlift German. He was on fucking fire there.
It was awesome. We good to see Keith Lee and Luke. You forget how big of a guy Luke Gallows is.
Luke Gallows was fucking massive with Keith Lee. I want to see more of those two, please. That was a fun exchange.
You forget how massive Luke Gallows is because he's not presented that way at all on the main roster.
I know, right? He looks so much smaller on the main roster because they book him so poorly. And then you see him here, and he looks like a massive motherfucker.
Yeah.
That high kick, and I'm like, holy shit! Where the hell was this on the main roster?
But then eventually, it wasn't allowed, I guess, on the main roster.
Fuck your high kicks, pal.
Keith Lee hits a pounce on AJ Styles, but inadvertently takes out the ref.
And we'll get to it. This leaves Keith Lee, basically wanted to finish off AJ. When out comes Finn Balor. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I skipped the whole thing. First, Keith Lee ends up brawling with Carl Anderson or Luke Gallows or one of the two. Then all of a sudden, Matt Riddle goes for a Foosbury flop. However, doesn't get all of it. He hits him, but barely. He more takes a bump on the apron. Ouch. Carl Anderson with the funny tweeted, "Bro didn't get high enough."
Yep. And then
Ciampa hits a knee strike. He's about to go for the fairy tail ending on AJ. And then out comes Balor. He hits the Bloody Sunday on Matt Riddle. and then he teases joining the OC. I can't lie. If it's temporary like they say it is, I wouldn't mind this being the last image. At least we got the OC in its full form one time. And it was on NXT. Just saying. That was a cool tease. AJ Styles tries to go for the Styles Clash. But then out comes Adam Cole, and Adam Cole lays out both AJ and Tommaso Ciampa. And how sad is it at the end of this that first off, I do want to say there one minor criticism I had was the match didn't end and there was just a non-finish. Yeah. So that dings it down a quarter star for me. That's a 4 3/4 rating. It would have been a 5. But despite that, my point again, how sad is it that this fucking brand alone can carry all of Survivor Series weekend?
I know.
How sad is that? Honest to God, how sad is that?
Let's talk about this too. One thing I was telling people that they did better was they didn't forget about their feuds on the brand. They still had the invaded brand, but they didn't forget that like on the main roster, you knew all day like Ciampa and Cole would just be working together for like no reason and stuff like that. Like
yeah, exactly. But here, they didn't give a shit. They feuded each other and they feuded with the brand. They're building up Wargames and Survivor Series and putting the company on their fucking back.
Yeah. Like,
honest to God, bravo. They're proving their point every single time they're given an opportunity like this, and they smash it out of the park, home run every time. Yeah. Even though this wasn't an S rank, this was definitely A+ for me. 98 out of 100. Really enjoyed this week's NXT. Really enjoyed it.
Now we're gonna do the plugs.
Yes.
Quickly.
Here's the plugs. Yay.
We shall pluggeth. Plug. A plug.
All right. I'll go first. You guys can find me on YouTube. YouTube.com/user/JHebertSide95. That's my main channel for all my main content that I barely post, but eventually I will. Hopefully Indie Force comes back. We'll see what happens. But that's youtube.com/user/JHebertSide95. That's also my Twitter handle. You can also check me out right here on this channel, youtube.com/user/wrestling FORTUNE44. Stay tuned. You probably already seen it by now, but the All In Retro is out. Check that out. It's ahead of Full Gear coming up this Saturday, so we figured we'd do an All In Retro. Make sure you stay tuned for the Wrestling Rundown predictions. Right after this video, they will be up. Everybody will have their predictions submitted, and it will count as a Wrestling Rundown episode. Stay tuned for that. Turn on the post notification bell. And check out 2 different wrestling shows I run. First off, it's Weymouth Youth Wrestling. YouTube.com/user/WYW Pride. Definitely check that out. Immortal's out there right now. There's a bunch of different links to it on the actual Immortal link itself when you go to the channel. The best version's Casey's version because it's really uninterrupted, but check out all the streams. Give me views. It's a really great show. Encourage you to watch it. Also, I run editing for Royalty Wrestling Alliance, which is a promotion based out in California. Check them out. They will be debuting June 14th, 2020. Did a promo for Sefa Fatu and Ricky Mandel, which is going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait for that match already. Did a promo package for that. You can check it out on Facebook.com and search up Royalty. That's ROYALITY Wrestling Alliance. I hope you know how to spell Alliance since, people are a fan of NWA here on this channel. There you go. Check it out, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's for me.
I know this feels very rushed, by the way, people, but I have a wedding to go to, and we really wanted to do this tonight, and we were able to find the time and squeeze it in. So,
it's such a miracle. It was like such a miracle.
Yeah, I'm shocked that we were able to actually get it done. I feel like All In right now.
I know, yeah. But Yeah, you could.
Now I know how Cody felt at All In.
Yeah, maybe we should take our grade back then, but for All In. No,
just fuck Joey Ryan still.
Yeah, fuck Joey Ryan.
The difference is we didn't have Joey Ryan holding us back.
Yeah. I don't know, but we have holding us back was kind of worse than Joey Ryan though. But
I don't know about that.
Then anyhow, check out my stuff. Like I said, Wrestling Fortune. Like he said, Wrestling Fortune 44. The rundown will be coming out. We'll be reviewing the next rundown. We'll be reviewing Full Gear, 2 Impact,
Turning Point, Impact,
TNA,
UK, and New Japan's Power Struggle pay-per-view.
Probably not me, so you have to do it with Noah and Mike again because I didn't.
That's fine. That's fine.
And 205.
And 205. Yes. Emanating from Full Sail. Can't wait for that.
And maybe me and Chris will do some SmackDown coverage if NXT is a part of it this week.
Yes, probably will be. Although I doubt it. It might just be Raw and SmackDown just to build up to that. They need to do some building, I think, for that. They probably won't, but you know.
The only thing
NXT will carry them on their back as usual.
And then check out CM Brothers. I don't know when we'll be making another video on there. Check out Owen the Talkinator making Breaking Bad Season 4, Episodes 9 through 13 review tonight, so check that out. And hopefully by next week, all the Breaking Bad universe stuff, at least, post Better Call Saul stuff will be done.
Yes.
So that's pretty much it, guys, and we will talk to you guys later.
Take that work week off, 5 days in the bucket. Fuck it, you got a boss who's a jerk who doesn't. Throw on some Wu-Tang, bring the motherfucking ruckus. There is no pretext, we are living and we love it on a budget. Never mind, we just nudge it to the side. Give the kids a little time, we are living till we die. Focused and we hustle, but we still be getting high. No exception to the rule, do what you do to get by. Cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home. But